This is the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday, on location in Greensboro, North Carolina. ACC football kickoff. Tom Werme, Riley Skinner, and Jim Grobe, the head coach of Wake Forest. The coach, last year 5-7. Give us the outlook for 2013.
Well, I think we'll be better. I thought we were a good football team going into the season last year, Tom, but had some injuries and some attitude, behavior kind of issues about midway through the season that hurt our football team a little bit. But most of those guys are back, and there's a little different attitude, a little different focus on football right now. So I feel good about where we're headed.
Coach, there's been a lot of talk going from more of a pass-oriented offense to more of a run-oriented offense. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and what that's going to consist of?
Well, I think, Riley, we got a little bit spoiled with you. You know, you were such a good thrower, and Tanner's got a really strong arm. You know, I don't want to blame you, but
I paid him to say that, by the way.
I know you did.
But you were such a high percentage thrower, and Tanner's got the big arm. But Tanner's probably a little bit better at intermediate to down the field stuff. And I think he's got a chance to be a really good runner with the football. Rushed for over 1,000 yards his senior year in high school. And when we got him knocked out as a true freshman at Florida State, it kind of got us away from doing that. So we're kind of back to letting him run the football a little bit more. I think that'll help us balance the offense out and probably give us a little bit more chance for play actions and maybe a little better stuff downfield.
Coach, from a preparation standpoint, you've got first ACC opponent is Boston College. Number one, you play on a Friday. Number two, you're playing a new head coach in a new system. How tough is that for you to prepare against that when you don't have much to go off of from years before?
It's hard. It's a tough place to go anyway. Going up to Boston to play has not been real good to the Deacs. We've won some up there, but it's a tough place to play. And with a new coaching staff, I'm sure that they have some new wrinkles for their personnel. I know they want to do some of the same things they've done in the past that have been successful, but always when you go into a new program, you'll have different types of personnel that you may want to utilize in a different way. So it's a tough challenge for us going. Got to be ready for a little bit of everything.
Coach, the name that pops out to me when I look at the guys on the roster for this season is Michael Campanaro. Had such a great season a year ago with those 79 catches, posting those amazing numbers. One of the best the league has really ever seen, and a great all-around guy as well.
Yeah, that's the key. He's a great person to start with and a really good player. He's the kind of guy Riley would have loved, a guy that you just want to get the ball in his hands as much as possible, and really hurt Tanner last year when Camp got hurt. He was Tanner's go-to guy, and when Tanner would get flushed out of the pocket or we'd get a little bit of pressure, more pressure, he always knew he had an outlet to Mike. Mike had a knack for getting open. So we've got to keep him healthy. That's the deal. Broke his hand right at the start of the Duke game, and we lost him for a couple games. One of the things that really hurt us, Tom, was we didn't have him to return punts. He's our punt returner. When he broke his hand, it's funny, they let him come back as a receiver pretty quick, which I was excited about, but they didn't want him to return punts, which I wasn't very excited about. So, we just need to keep him healthy. He's a guy that can really make us a better football team.
Back to 100% with the hand?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think he's ready to go.
All right. Well, we wish you.
We're going to find out real soon.
Yeah. We wish you and the Deacs all the best in 2013.
Thanks, Tom. I
Jim
appreciate
Grobe,
it.
the head coach. The head coach of Wake Forest, and Riley Skinner, one of the greats in the history of Wake Forest football. And thank you for watching the ACC Digital Network, brought to you by Ruby Tuesday.